Good morning, Joy Nook Book Club. I'm telling you, here we are again, another Saturday with myself. I know you're looking for my co host. She is not here today, okay? She let me fly solo on this one. But today we have another children's book author that you are going to completely fall in love with. I know y'all probably say Alina is in love with everyone. How in the world can her heart sit up there and love so many books? I do. It's my show. I can do that. That's just how things go in this life. All right. But I'm telling you, you are going to put this one on your list because when she starts reading and when I tell you what's in this book, you're going to fall in love with it. I'm telling you. Let me show you. And when I show you, you're going to be like, okay, I see why Alenia loves it. Look at that. It is the cutest book. Oh my goodness. Cutest book. When I received it, it was wrapped with so much care. Simple, but with care. And one of the things that I want everyone to remember is that when an author puts their words into a book, they are handling that with so much care. And even though it may seem simple to you, it's just like, oh, it's just a book. No, it isn't, because you don't know what they are sharing. When I started reading this book right here, I read it twice. And the reason why I read it twice is because there was something that I caught in this story. Okay. This wasn't just a dream that stops. It wasn't. And I said, there's something, Alenia, read the story again. Now, she done pulled out one on me, y'all, because she has the Spanish at the bottom. Okay, she has Spanish at the bottom. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now, I don't know Spanish, but let me tell you something. Aaliyah's getting ready to learn a little something, something, and my mother's been wanting to learn. Y'all know my mama's always up to something. So she wants to learn Spanish. And do you know, I'm going to purchase this book for her because she will be able to read it, look at the pictures, and associate the English with the Spanish portion. I'm like, yo, come on. These authors aren't playing with us.
Yep.
They are not playing. She has taken her heritage, put it down in a book, and has given it to us like on a plate. Like I said, it was wrapped so simply and so nicely. Oh my goodness. It gave me chills. Y'all know when I get chills, this is going to be a good interview, okay? Y'all just don't know how it all started. But we're here right now, okay? When they said we started from the bottom and now we're here, okay? So we are here and we are going to do this. We are going to enjoy this interview. Before we even get started, we actually have a sponsor for today. Our sponsor is Expressions Mentoring Service. Today's video is sponsored by Expressions Mentoring and Consulting Services Motivational Journal. Dr. Stacy Stanley has created this 125-page motivational journal to help guide you to develop and know your definition of love. This 52-week journey of self-love, mindful thinking, reflection, and setting life goals is available for purchase now. To get your copy, just click the link below. All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to get into this bio. All right. Again, y'all know where the bio can be found. There is so much more to this young lady than what I am about to read. So please make sure you go into the description box so that you can read more about her. But I'm just going to give you just a little tidbit so we can get into the juicy bits and things of her book and where her mind was going when she wrote this thing. Because I'm telling y'all, it's gonna blow your mind when you read it. It's gonna. I know, Alina, how does a children's book blow your mind? It is. I'm gonna tell you. Wait until she starts reading it. Wait until she starts reading it. So, her bio. Desiree Rodriguez received her Master's of Arts and Bachelor's of Science degree in communication. She is also a certified special education teacher in 2 states and is a doctoral candidate in strategic communication. Desiree is a wife, a mother, and as you know, a student, a writer, and a community enthusiast. All together, she maintains both of her careers and continues to always strive for achievement while remaining active in her sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. My sister girl, one of my sister girls is going to be like going crazy when she hears this. She continues to be involved in her community. It is with so much great pleasure to be able to drop the mic to our author for today, Desiree Rodriguez.
Thank you. So today I'll be reading my book, Alana's Great Dream Adventure. Alana was tucked fast asleep with her bear Roscoe laying right beside her. "Coming, Mom," Jenny shouted from the farm. She finished brushing her horse, Javier. Before Jenny went inside, she saw a little girl peeking by the wooden gate post. "It's Alana, her great-granddaughter." "Don't be afraid," Jenny said. "Come here." Jenny reaches out her hand. Alana slowly walks over to Jenny from around the wooden post. "What are you doing?" Alana said. "I'm preparing Javier for the show tonight," Jenny explained. "Show? What's the show about?" Alana asked. "I am going to prove to all my brothers and sisters that Javier is the best horse in all of Villa Altagracia," said Jenny excitedly. "My big brother Diego thinks otherwise." Before Alana could finish her name, Jenny said, "Alana, I know. I'm your grand-grand." "We met in the summer of 2018, Jenny explained. "How could this be?" Alana said surprisingly. Alana felt very confused. "You're wearing my magical necklace," Jenny said. "I gave it to you when you were born. This necklace transports you back 80 years when I was a teenager. That's when I wore that necklace the most," Jenny explained. I wanted you to see how beautiful the Dominican Republic is. This is great-great-grandmother and grandfather's farm I grew up on. And of course, meet Javier," Jenny laughed. "We make our own butter, milk, and grow our vegetables. I have 12 brothers and sisters. We all take turns working on the farm. I love to make sancocho. That's our family's favorite dish," said Jenny. "Oh, wow. I didn't know we had such a big family. Do you think we could all cook together someday?" Alana asked. "Oh, no. What do we do?" said Alana. "We are far from where we started." "Quickly, we have to find the wooden post you were standing next to," Jenny said. Jenny and Alana quickly jumped onto Javier's back. "Look for a wooden post that has the same symbol, name, and shape of your necklace," Jenny explained. "Over there," Alana pointed. "Be sure to touch the wooden post with your necklace. It'll transport you back," Jenny said. "I love you, Gran-Gran," Alana said, and gave Gran-Gran a kiss. "I love you too, Alana Amor," Jenny smiled. Alana places her necklace to the wooden symbol post. Alana, Alana amor, singed Alana's mom. Mommy, guess what? Alana said. I already know, said Alana's mom. Desiree glanced down at Alana's necklace. She held Alana tight and kissed her. Now, let's get ready for school, Alana's mother said. The end.
I told y'all. Told y'all. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. My co-host has left me with the task of asking the question
Yes.
of number one. She said she already knew you had a daughter.
Okay.
She wanted to know what made you write the book in this context with the
So about culture and
the whole thing and the fact that it came in a dream.
okay. So my grandmother, which is Alana's great grandmother, is 93 years old. So she is still alive, still kicking, still vibrant. And I always want Alana to know who and what her family comes from. Some people don't really care, what their heritage is. And I want to make sure our daughter knows that. And so I wanted it to come in a dream because I feel like dreams are safe. Dreams are where children can explore and be Superwoman or Superman and just take themselves there. And so I figured in a dream we could all gravitate to and relate to. And I thought it'd be something really different and interesting and inviting in a dream.
One of the things that now this is my question because it was interesting how the necklace, okay.
Yeah.
So, and I said, Alina, don't get deep. Go back and read it. Don't get deep. It might not be there, but then it just kept hitting me. So the necklace, one of the things that I noticed is it wasn't a bracelet, it was a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose a necklace as
Okay.
the item that would transport her back and forth?
So currently our daughter, she has a heart necklace. So currently she has one and she loves to wear it all the time. And my grandmother gave me a necklace, which is this one. And I wear it all the time. And so I just thought, okay, well, that connects me to my grandmother. My daughter loves to wear a necklace. And so I just thought, and then my daughter's name, Alana Amor, like that is her name, Amor. And so, which means love in Spanish. And so I thought, okay, it's going to be Amor, her middle name, on the necklace, and that the love is going to transport her to and from where my grandmother was.
I love it. I love it. I said, because that's why I said, Alina, don't look deep. Don't look deep. I read it. I came back through. I said, no, there's a reason. And I was right. Right.
Yeah,
So,
it's love.
My goodness gracious. And you saw, like you felt that. One, with the fact of, especially when that page where you had the grandmother youthful, the great grandmother youthful, and then you had her sitting there holding her
as a baby. Yeah.
As a baby. And I'm like, okay, simple. It was simple.
Right.
And you can miss things like that. As simple as it was, side by side, you can miss that.
Yeah.
One of the things did the horse that's my co-host. She's like, what made you have them on a farm? Is that from, a family farm or anything like that?
Right. So in the actual book, on this particular page, Villa Altagracia, that's the city that my grandmother grew up on as a youngster. And so that is true. That is actually true. Her brother and her sisters grew up on that farm. And then when my grandmother was growing up, she loved to ride horses. and would ride into the city on horses and things like that. So that is still true. And
Wow.
yeah, it's hard to say, like historical fiction and stuff like that. Well, really, it's fiction as far as magical, but it's still history as far as our culture, and
Right.
it's true. So that part is true. And she loves horses, and she loved to ride on them.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
That was beautiful because I'm like, and when she asked the question, I said, what, you got a point there. I wonder if this is, because
And children
again,
love animals too, So
okay.
I threw that in there. I figured, kids, and especially our daughter, she loves animals, llamas. Right now she's into snakes and alligators.
Oh
We
Lord.
live in Florida, and I said, okay, we're gonna move those over. We don't want those.
Right, right.
Love animals, and I thought, well, gosh, putting a nice horse on the front cover, other kiddos can gravitate to an animal, and not only gravitate to it, but it is true. My grandmother loved to ride horses.
That is beautiful. So does your grandmother know, does she know that you wrote this as
Mhm.
her being kind of your muse besides your daughter and
Yes,
yourself?
yes.
And how does she feel about that?
She's excited. I'm her only granddaughter that's a granddaughter, and everyone else are boys. So I am the only. I'm
Oh my.
so it's anything I do. She's just over the moon and just full of love. And I remember growing up. Gosh, she would just give me so many kisses. I'm like, oh, grandma, stop, too many. And even to this day, she still kisses me all over. And I'm just like, oh, okay, grandma, I love you too. I love you too. But that's just who she
Oh.
is, full of love, full of life,
Mhm.
and still dances and still does her thing.
Mm.
And I really appreciated the fact that I was able to put it in Spanish as well, out of respect for her, because this
Right.
book is inspired by her, but I wanted to make sure I honor that by also incorporating it in Spanish. That was
And
very important because I want her to be
yeah.
able to read it too. It's about her.
Right,
Not that
right.
she can't read in English, but her native tongue is Spanish.
Spanish. And you did a beautiful job of doing that. And like I said, my mother really wants to learn Spanish. And
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna get her this book. We're gonna
Yeah.
get her, and I said this would be cute for her to
Yeah.
have because she's one of my biggest fans, so I can understand how your grandmother feels about you.
Oh, all the time. Just
Right. So when you how long did it take you to really put it together, put your concepts together, find your illustrator and all of that? How much time did this take for this
wow.
masterpiece?
So writing, because I'm, like you said in my bio, I'm a student. I'm
Mhm.
always writing. So the writing honestly took me 30 minutes, but
Okay.
finding the illustrator, as you mentioned, you have to find a digital person that composes the book and make sure the
Mhm.
files are incorporated. I hired, different people to play certain parts. So I would say, gosh, it took me about 4 to 6 months, give or take.
Mhm. Mhm.
Roughly, which is on average, if you don't have just your own team, because this is my third book that I've actually written.
Okay.
And this is the first time that I 100% went self-published. Like I did every little thing, every little detail, as opposed to my other books, I signed with a publisher.
Gotcha.
So this particular time, I did everything from scratch. My number, my book number, all that.
All that.
Yep. Library of Congress, all of that.
I
Uh, all of myself, all by myself.
lot
Yeah.
of work, wasn't it?
Very much so. There, and it is still surreal to me. I'm
Mhm.
blessed and I'm humble, but it's still. I remember before my husband and I got pregnant, I knew I wanted to write a children's novel before I became a teacher. Like it was somewhere in the back of my mind, and
Right.
to see it manifest, it's still surreal to me
Right.
that this happened, and it just is here. It's ready to go. I'm ready
Right.
to share with people the story. So I'm just excited and humble.
And you should be, because this is a beautiful girlfriend. This is a beautiful book.
Thank you.
Are you planning to take us on some more adventures?
Yes, I do plan to have another, well, my goal is for every children's novel that I partake in is going to be in Spanish and English.
Okay.
Every single children's book, because that's really where our education as a nation is going.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is to learn a second language. And when I was in high school, I learned two, French and Spanish. But
Right.
I want to continue to have that in all my books. So I do plan to do another one.
Yes.
God willing, it should be out by December or
All
by the end of this
right.
year, God willing. That is my goal when I have 10 minutes of time. I'll do
Girl,
so much.
you'll do it in 5. You'll do it in 5.
But yes, I do plan to do at least another sequel of Alana and her great grandmother doing some type of activity, some type of
Okay.
adventure. So we will see Alana and Grand again. So
Got you. Got you. Got you.
speaking into existence.
I hope so, because when she told her, "You find that post, girl," sound like my mother would tell her grandchildren, "Find the post. Don't go nowhere else. Don't be going looking at anybody else. You go find that post." I could
Don't go
just
to the
hear.
backyard. Don't go
Yep.
on the porch. Go to
Yep.
the post.
Go to the post with the necklace with the same symbol that
Yeah.
your necklace has on it. And I was just like, but it could, like I said, it could definitely, we all can relate
Yeah.
to that. Like, you know what? Wanting to know our history, know our ancestors, and know, because a lot of us, by the time we get a certain age, those matriarchs and patriarchs of our family are deceased.
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you find that information out
And some
at?
people don't, some
Some
people
people
don't find that
don't. Mm-hmm.
information. And I know for our family on my mom's side, for my grandmother, she did say that we did have some descendants from Africa because
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother, and I don't know if you notice the complexion difference.
Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
because that's important too, that we honor and love our complexion. But also,
Yes.
my grandmother, she's chocolate mocha skin, and
Right.
my daughter is, I'm kind of caramel and
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like golden a little bit. And my
Right.
daughter has the same kind of complexion, but my husband is kind of like a tan beige kind of complexion. So,
Right.
and I wanted to make sure that I portrayed that in the book too, because being Dominican, we have all different shades and complexion,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Right.
And I know growing up, I didn't see that. I didn't read
Gotcha.
about it,
Right.
so I wanted to make sure that you saw that in the book. And so her complexion is kind of a caramel. And then my grandmother is mocha
Right.
skin. And so I wanted to make sure that I portrayed that in the novel.
Right. And even at the end, you can
Yeah.
see it. Yep, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it all the way through, even in the hair.
Right.
Even in the hair, the texture of your hair.
Right.
Although grand's darker hair
Right.
was straighter.
Yeah, just a little wave to it,
Yeah, a little wave to it.
because that's how she's always worn her hair. You know,
Mm-hmm.
on my on her side of the family, no one really has the curls.
Gotcha.
Um, and really, to be transparent, I get my curls from my father. I don't get it from
Okay.
my mother.
Gotcha.
And people think and have the notion with Latina and Hispanic, we all have curly hair and this and that
Mm-hmm.
third, but really I got it from my father, who we have some Native American and
Gotcha.
some other things in the pot.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I get my curly, thin hair from. So
Right.
it's funny how genetics works, and my daughter has curly hair like me because my
Mm-hmm.
husband has curly hair, but we
Right.
will never see his curly hair because he keeps it so short.
So short.
Yes, and when I tell him, I say, "Let it grow, babe, let it grow." No, I'm not
He's like,
dealing
no, we're
with
not dealing with that. Yep.
it. Okay,
He wants
just
to
know
keep
I
it
love to see
simple.
it.
Right. He just wants to keep it simple. He wants
Yes,
to keep it simple. Well,
yes.
one of the questions I did, before I open the floor for you to tell our audience where they can find this beautiful book of yours. One of the questions that I, wanted to ask you is to tell my audience, who is this book for?
Okay. Well, this book is for children who are looking for something different, whose parents are looking for culture. They're looking to expand their child's vocabulary, learn a second language, just
Mhm.
something different, and growing up, I read the Dr. Seuss's and the I can read
Mhm.
books, but
Mhm.
nothing like this, where like even in here I talk about sancocho, and that's a soup that I grew up eating. I never read anything like that. So this
Right.
is for the parents and the children who are looking for something different, unique, learn a second language,
Yes.
and take you on a ride and adventure and culture.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. Y'all heard it, okay? Don't say Alenia did not give her time to tell y'all. She said it. She is telling y'all who this book is for. So I know my mama's going to be like, that's right. I need that book because I want to learn a second language. And mind you, she is about to turn 70 in October. And she's like,
Okay.
I want to learn a second language. She's
Hey,
learning her
too late.
phone.
It's
Never
never
too
too
late.
late.
Never too late. I tell you, my mama knows how to reinvent herself. She is not playing with anybody. So this will definitely be coming to her in the mail.
Yes.
She will be getting her own copy because I'm keeping mine. I'm
Oh, there you
keeping
go.
mine.
Okay.
I'm keeping mine because I'm like, you know what? I could go through this and learn a little something, something, something. I say something, I probably say it wrong. I have to call my bonus daughter to help me out to get it right. But before we close out, Desiree, please let everyone know where they can find your book.
So first and foremost, I offer you guys to go ahead and check it out on my website at www.jdesiree.com/CB as in CB as in boy, or you can check us out on Instagram, of course, at jdesireecb. And also it's available on Barnes & Noble. It's available on Amazon. And then most recently, we just launched on Audible. You can hear it in Spanish. So if you're trying to learn Spanish and you want to incorporate with your children to learn Spanish, you can have them go ahead and tap in and listen in Spanish. Yep.
I told y'all these authors are not playing with y'all. They're coming correct. That's what I'm talking about, Desiree. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Desiree, thank you so much. And everyone, when an author leaves me speechless, that means that was a good interview, right? And she has certainly left me speechless. Please make sure you go and read her bio. The book is so good.
Thank you.
Why not give your child, your grandchild, your niece, your nephew, even a friend of the family a gift that's something different other than their own? This
Yeah.
is how our young people learn to respect others
Yes.
and to understand that, you know what, there's more than just them in the world. There's
Yeah.
other people that look different and do different things, speak different languages, and it just makes the world just that much better because
And
of that.
and I think with literature, it's imperative that
Hmm.
children read what they see, right?
Yes,
So if
yes.
they're in a classroom that's diversified,
Mm.
people from England, people from Spain,
Hmm.
Mexico, Canada, then it's imperative that we
Yes,
see it in the literature, in the book,
yes.
and read it. And that's how we continue to diversify it, is
Oh,
putting it in front of them and having them read it. Yeah.
y'all, she just closed us out for the afternoon. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. I'm going to leave it with have yourself a wonderful weekend. And remember that sustainable habits inspire mindful transformation to help you get your shift right. Peace and blessings, ladies.
Thank you.